recording now.
Yeah, it's recording, so yes, you can say hi, Jarrett.
Hey,
Hi.
Jarrett. I miss you.
Oh. Why didn't you take Cambo a good look yesterday?
Yeah, why didn't you text me yesterday?
Mr. Kane.
What?
Grab paper.
No. Okay. Alright, so we are basically graphing
Is that 2 points?
lines and parabolas.
Brambles.
Today we'll focus on lines. So for lines, as we did in our review at the beginning of the year, or rather summer, for lines, we have a couple equations that we need to remember. Y equals mx plus b, and this is our slope-intercept form, where m is our slope, and b is our y-intercept. So it'd be 0, comma, b is our y-intercept. And what we do when we graph this is we go to wherever b is. So if that's b, and then I use my slope to go rise over run, right? So slope, which is going to be abbreviated m, is change in y over change in x. And just stay consistent. It won't matter which point you choose first. So I like to do y1 minus y2 and x1 minus x2, and just make sure I keep myself consistent, just choosing that first point. Y is on top for slope. And then we have our point slope form, which is what we'll mainly focus on. Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. Where, again, m is our slope. And then we have x1, y1 is where we start, our starting point.
Drink that coffee, Mr. Kane.
That's right. This is wonderful coffee, Jarrett. I know you wish you had it.
He's probably drinking coffee right now while catching a fish.
Huh?
Yeah, we just tied.
Jarrett has probably caught a hammerhead shark right
What you're
now.
talking about. I think you're all crazy. Okay, so let's go through a graph of each of these. So let's say I have y. Well, we'll do 2y plus 5x equals 10. And let's say I want to graph this and find x and y intercepts. Hey, I said you couldn't get graph paper. I'm going to solve for y.
You see how they're not respecting me, Mr. Kane? I'm not respected you.
We subtract our 5x because we're going to solve for y. So we get 2y equals negative 5x plus 10. And then we'll divide by 2, everything. So notice, if I'm going to do this, I need to apply that 2 to everything. So negative 5 halves x plus 5. No canceling just one thing. No canceling just the 10. Alright, I'm just going to... How can I do this without being a bonobo?
You can
Insert... I want to insert
not be
a
from the
graph.
north. People from the north are bonobos anyways.
Maybe I can get it like this. Hold on. Want to get a graph up. No, I can't type it. Aha,
type it
there it is. No. Bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. There it is. I'm just gonna copy one of these. Hold on.
Are you going to print one off for us?
I could do that, actually.
That'd be great.
I know, that would be great. Okay, perhaps later. Alright, so
You had to
let's
print
paste
off, like,
that, see if this works.
10 of them for Aaron.
Yay!
Go home.
I wish I could.
Alright, so here we go. We have our beautiful graph. I need to lock that. How do I lock that?
You press lock.
Lock.
Got it.
Okay, good. Alright. I covered it up. This should be plus 5. Alright, so we find 5 on the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and we go down 5, right 2. So this should be pretty familiar. Nothing new or tricky right there. You did that, I'm pretty certain, as part of your summer homework.
So this is what the whole lesson's about?
No.
Oh.
This is like review.
Dang on it.
Alright, so we graphed it, and now we're going to find our x and y intercepts. Now on the calculator, that's pretty easy. You're going to do gsolve 0 for x-intercept and gsolve y-intercept. It'll give it to you. But algebraically, to find an x-intercept, and this should be review, we replace y with 0 and solve. And for the y-intercept, we're going to replace x with 0 and solve. So back here, I can just take this one. I have my 2 plus 5x equals 10. To find the x-intercept, I'm going to replace y with 0. And we get 5x equals 10 and x equals 2. Notice, look at the graph. X-intercept, it hit the x-axis. Common sense. So given a picture, that should be easy. You should be praising God. Yay, I have a picture to find it, instead of doing it with algebra. Now to find the x-intercept, or y-intercept, sorry, I'm going to replace x with 0. Y equals 5. Look, y-intercept, right? You good?
Yeah.
You ready to play today?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
Win, and then dump water on King.
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
You know every time we win we're going to dump water on you, right?
Oh boy.
That's because we'll never beat you.
Are you going to be surprised if we win today, Mr. King? Like you were last week?
Surprised that volleyball wins?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Did
will
y'all
be
really not
surprising.
have a chance against Berean?
Yeah, we had a chance against
Then why'd you
Berlin.
suck?
We didn't suck. We lost by a few points every set.
Yeah, you lost 3 sets in a row.
Okay, let's try this one.
I'm going to throw something at all of you.
Good.
And then catch a volleyball. This is going to catch a
Y'all are
volleyball.
so mean to me. I need another girl.
Ashley's
But
here.
they all left you.
I know.
Okay, anyways, this is point slope form. At what point do we start?
3 and -5. Or -5 and 3, sorry.
-5, 3. So remember, this is the x. We need to switch the signs. We're going to start at -5, 3. So we're right here. And then from there, we're going to go up 3, right 5.
Hold on.
Wait, I have a question.
Your questions are not needed.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Is that graph on every page? Like, did you lock it on every page?
He erased it.
I erased everything, so I didn't have to block it again.
Oh.
I cheated. Okay, anyways, there we go. There's that line. Let's say I wanted the x-intercept.
Kane,
What?
do you not know how to graph?
What I do wrong?
-5? Never mind, I'm stupid.
I was about to say, what's wrong with it?
Okay, so to find the x-intercept, I replace what?
Y with 0.
Y with 0. So I get 0 minus 3 equals 3/5.
Okay.
X plus 5. Now what?
You solve.
Okay, what should I do to solve?
Hold on, I'm writing it down.
We clear the fraction, so we multiply both sides by
Oh,
5.
5. So I get -15 equals 3 times x plus 5. These parentheses here basically protect that inside from that clearing, so it just happens to that first thing, that first fraction. And now we can distribute that 3. We can subtract that 15, and we divide by 3 and get -10. See? X-intercept.
Please.
Without calculating the y-intercept, what is it?
5. No. 6.
Yep, the y-intercept is 6.
Kane, you know what Mr. Barefoot said yesterday in Bible class?
Hmm.
We were
Messed
talking.
up.
We were talking about leprosy, and he said. He said it'd be kind of scary just walking down the road and you look on the ground, you're like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's my ear.
I thought you meant the
Because their
liver
body
thing.
parts fall off with
Yes.
leprosy.
Oh, I thought you meant the liver thing too.
I was really confused at why you thought it was so funny.
Okay, anyways, guys. Alright, so any questions on graphing those?
Nope.
Alright, let's say I have something like this.
Can
And
you?
I want that in slope intercept form. I basically solve for y. So what should I do?
Oh, what? Add the two. First, distribute or clear the fraction, huh?
Clear the fraction. So we're going to multiply both sides by 5.
Shut up.
And then we'll distribute the 3. Now there's nothing wrong with distributing that 3/5, but it's way easier to clear the fractions first. And then we'll add the 10. And then we divide by 5 everything, so I get 3/5 x plus 13/5.
Is the first part of this lesson just the old stuff, and the second part's the new stuff?
There's nothing really new. You just haven't done it in a while.
Oh.
Wait, don't let me freak
Okay.
out and say this lesson or this one.
I wish students could have coffee.
Yeah.
Bring it up to student council.
Only water is allowed.
Student council rep.
Seniors
Like-
should have candy.
I didn't know.
Seniors should get
I didn't know student council could change the handbook rules. Ain't
They
that in the
can,
handbook?
but they can petition the school board.
Oh really? We need to do that.
They were supposed to petition the school board on dress code 2 years ago, but they didn't.
Well, yeah, that's because nobody do their job.
Yeah. Mr. President, ex-president, not following through. Anyways, look at him glare at me evilly. All right. The last thing having to do with lines, and then we'll do something that's slightly new. We need to be able to get an equation of a line.
See it.
So let's say we have 2 points. We'll say point A is -3, 7. And point B is 2, 1. Why not? And I want the equation of the line that connects those points. So I'm going to do point slope form because I have 2 points. But I need a slope. So I need to calculate it. So m is change in y over change in x. So I'm going to do 7 minus 1. See, here are my y's. And here are my x's. Over -3 minus 2. So I get 6 over -5, and I'll just move that negative up. So I get -6/5. Now that I have my slope, I can come back into here and put everything in. I can choose either of those points. So I could do y minus 7 equals -6/5 x plus 3. Or I could do y minus 1 equals -6/5 x minus 2 using the second point.
Did you get the same line?
Yes, these are the same. And let's go ahead and prove that. So on this first one, if I wanted to get this solved for y, if these are the same line, I should get the same slope-intercept form. So I clear the fractions, so I'll get 5y minus 35 equals -6x minus 18. I'm just solving this one for y. Add the 35, so I get -6x. What's -18 plus 35?
17.
And then divide by 5. So we get -6/5 x plus 17/5. Now if I take this one and solve for y, I'll clear again by multiplying by 5. Okay, I'll add that 5. And then I divide by 5.
One instrument.
And both of these lines are the same. Any questions on how to get a line from 2 points?
I'm gonna ask Courtney that we need to get on the coffee deal though, because
Okay.
I want some daggone coffee.
You had some.
Like as a retreat, we got coffee. That was legit.
Hmm?
At the retreat, we got coffee.
Yeah. And did we make
Wait,
a
so
mention?
y'all want like a coffee pot in school somewhere?
No, like you can bring your own coffee.
I was like, y'all, that is gonna be too much.
Okay, anyway, so here's the line. Let's say I wanted the equation of that line. I could write the equation of this line using slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. I can get the slope by counting. It looks like it's up 1, right 2. So that's 1/2. And what's my y-intercept?
-1.
So -1. I can also get it from point slope form. I could choose any one of these points. Let's say I choose that point. So I do y minus, well actually y plus, what?
4. Or 4. 4.
1, 2, 3? Isn't it 3?
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, I was doing X first.
So 1/2 and x what?
Plus 4.
Plus 4. I can do any of these points. I can do that point. Y minus 2 equals 1/2. X what?
Six. Minus 6.
So -6. Any questions how to get the equation from a picture?
No.
Okay, good. Alright. Slightly new thing. Rate of change. And this actually will come up again at the end of the year. And then one of you will be like, what's rate of change? I've never heard of it before. Yes, you have. Right now. Video evidence. Rate of change is simply slope.
Slope.
Really? That's all?
That's all it is.
Mr. Kane, when does like pre-cal get unbearable?
Midway.
Because I remember last year the seniors were having mental break.
It's like after Christmas break.
Is that true, Mr. Kane?
Sure.
Is it before Christmas break?
Maybe you guys are more prepared than them.
Oh yeah, because they waited till the last minute to do their homework last year. That's what Charlotte said. They all waited till the last minute to do their homework.
What a bunch of bonobos.
You call all of them bonobos.
Yeah, but they were bigger bonobos.
Really?
Have you Princess Bonobo?
That's on video.
That's on video.
No!
He just admitted that they were bigger bonobos than us. Best class. Woo.
Go
Whoa!
ahead and admit what your favorite was on video.
Yep, go ahead. It's just us four
No, that will not happen. Okay, so
You
rate
did
of
it
change.
before.
Let's say I label these points A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H,
Z.
K.
Dang it.
Wait, what happened?
I just did that because you were.
Oh.
Anyways, so if I want the rate of change
Let me write down this
We
graph
have to
real
find the
quick.
slope of all the points.
from A to B, that means it's the slope from A to B in that order. So the slope of A to B, all I'm going to do is M equals change in Y over change in X. Okay, what's the Y coordinate? 4 minus 0 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So negative 5 minus negative 4. So 4 over negative 1. So the rate of change is negative 4. It's just slope.
How do you find it if it's from like A to F? Do you just do the same
It's
thing?
the same thing.
Okay.
Okay? You're estimating the slope of that line.
Hold on, I'm still copying this graph now. Let me catch up. So, rate of change.
What's the thing that you went on your head for graduation?
Cap and gown and a tassel.
Hey,
I'm gonna have a crown on top of
I got proof from last
Put
year.
like a sticker on it.
No, a crown.
Kane, I got proof from last year. You know what Mr. Woolhite wrote in Charlotte's yearbook? He said, P.S. Y'all were the best class I've ever taught. Kane, I wasn't done.
Okay, it's recorded and will be online today. Let's say I want the rate of change from E to H. So again, that's going to be slope, so that's going to be change in Y over change in X.
I just wrapped this in there.
So that's going to be negative 5 minus 0 over 0 minus 4. So negative 5 over negative 4, which is 5/4.
Kane, why don't they just say find the slope instead of rate of change?
Because of the context of the problems, it wouldn't make sense to say find the slope. Even though that's what you're doing, usually what is happening here, and this is actually, we'll talk briefly about the application. You'll be given a function that represents something, and you need to, like it could be like, find the rate of change of profit. So we want to know, well, how quickly is our profit changing? Or what is, how fast is the car going? That's the rate of change. So it's slope, but let's do one more. Let's do from G to K. That way, so here's K, here's G. So that's going to be negative 3 minus 4 over 3 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is negative 7 over negative 2, which is 7/2. That's the rate of change from G to K. Now, I'm plucking these points off of this graph. But sometimes you're asked to find the rate of change given a function. So I'll show you one example of that. It's not too complicated. So I won't need this anymore. Oh, I do want my eraser to be bigger. So say f of x equals x squared minus 3x. We'll do a simple function just to get the point. And I want to find the rate of change from x equals 1 to x equals 4. Notice I'm missing what?
C.
Well, if I want, let's go to find rate of change. Rate of change is slope, so change in y over change in x.
You don't have Y?
I don't have y. I'm missing the y values. I know the x values because I'm given the x values.
Yeah.
So I'm missing the y values, so calculate them with the x's. Alright, so let's calculate them. I need to find the f of 1. So that's going to be 1 squared minus 3 times 1. It's 1 minus 3, which is negative 2. So my first point is 1, negative 2. That's point A. Point B, I'm going to calculate with the 4. So I need to find f of 4. That's going to be 4 squared minus 3 times 4. That's 16 minus 12, which is 4. So that's my second point. Do you get what I'm saying? All you have to do is use the x values to calculate it by putting it into the function. Don't get all hissy-fitty because you forget.
So that's y, the 2 inches we get.
Yeah. So now I can go to my formula. Change in y over change in x. That's going to be negative 2 minus 4 over 1 minus 4, which is negative 6 over negative 3. which is 2. So the rate of change from x equals 1 to x equals 4 is 2. That's the slope of the line connecting the points. Questions? Concerns?
No.
Alright. Do you need one more example of that, or are you good?
No, I'm good.
You good? You sure?
I'm good.
Don't forget how to do it, Mr. Kane.
Yeah, that's why I'm coming to you in study hall later.
Okay. Find the equation of the line. Given f of 2 equals -5 and f of 4 equals -8.
Does that mean when you plug those 2 points into the equation you get this?
Yes. So this is an x. This is a y. This is an x. This is a y. So my points are 2, -5 and 4, -8. Your book actually gives you these problems in this form, which is why I just reviewed it. So now we need to calculate the slope. M equals -5 minus -8, all over 2 minus 4. So that's going to be a plus right there. So we get 3 over -2, so -3/2. So the equation of the line is y minus 2 equals -3/2 x plus 5. If for some reason your book and the directions say give the equation in standard form,
Yes, you can. One of the
did
y
I, what?
plus 5.
Huh?
One of the y plus 5 and x minus 3.
Yes, I'm a bonobo, thank you.
Okay.
It should be y plus 5 equals -3/2 x minus 2. Anyways, as I was saying, if your book asks you to give you the equation in general form or standard form, that's when you have ax plus by equals some c. You don't need to bother with that. Just get it in point slope form and call it a day. Okay?
Wait.
Now, if it says get it in slope intercept form, then I do want you to solve for y. What's your question?
Wait. So it'd be y minus 5 equals -3.
Y plus 5 equals
Y plus 5, because our form is y minus y1.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. Alright, that's it for today, and then tomorrow we will do the parabolas.
So we get to sleep for the rest of the class?